So you've been doing analysis of the candidates' economic plans and what they will cost the French economy. What is it about François Fillon's plans that make him come out on top for you?
You mean what is the best candidate, to my opinion, or what is...
Well, on the costings that you've done, you estimated the cost of the reforms proposed by the 11 candidates, and you mentioned that François Fillon is the only one that wouldn't cost the French economy anything. So, based on that metric alone, why is he favourable, just based on this cost analysis?
Yeah, he's, well, the only one who has a real, supply policy, a policy who is in favor of companies, of firm on business. This is a little bit the case of Emmanuel Macron, but he has a different options in his program. It's more about household income. So, in fact, our calculation, was that François Fillon is the only one who is globally positive for the economy, but of course we have to make many hypotheses on the results of the different politics.
Well, the voters obviously aren't reading your research a great deal, because Jean-Luc Mélenchon will cost the French economy 193 billion euros, and he is accelerating quite powerfully in these polls. How much do the French electorate really care about these kind of numbers when you see that kind of acceleration? It's a big risk, isn't it, the Mélenchon risk?
Well, I'm afraid they don't care really, We have two twin programs here, the twin programs of Macron and of Fillon, who are globally pro-business, and two twin programs of Jean-Marie Le Pen and Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who are extremely statism, about the fact that the state must be everywhere, that there is a strong defiance against free market, and that it's very important to increase spendings on tax. And this is something that in France we are, we think very normal, that the state must be everywhere, and we don't really have an economic reflection, or I guess most of the people who vote don't have an economic reflection. It's more a philosophical way of seeing things. State must be everywhere, so they can hear the program of Jean-Luc Mélenchon. It doesn't bother them at all.
Olivier, to what extent do you think the business community understands exactly what Macron stands for and what he plans to deliver, given that he doesn't come, during this election campaign at least, he doesn't come from one of the traditional French parties?
Well, Emmanuel Macron has a personal history, as a banker, as a public servant, so he's a bit a mystery, but at the same time, well, we can expect that he's somewhat reasonable, conscious of the reality of the business. So that's why in our calculation he's not very far from François Fillon, in fact. And if you take the two programs, they look alike, They are only divergent in very little or quite little or symbolic, maybe, options, in particular concerning the taxation on great fortune, because Macron keeps a kind of taxation on great fortune, and not
Olivier, let's see what shifts to 30%. 30% of the French voters are still undecided. Olivier Babeau, Vice President of the Foundation Concorde, thank you so much for joining us this morning.